What's going on, guys? Today I have another system test for y'all because I know you guys have been super anxious for one. Still got the MS10UD. Still got the Apple sticker. I'm going to open it up for you guys. This is a Simplex dual action T-bar. I'm not even going to attempt to try to remember the model number of it. As with this wheel lock speaker strobe, multi-candela set on 110 candela. We've got, surprise, surprise, another T-bar and another speaker strobe. Now this alarm right here, if there's an award for the ugliest alarm ever, here we go right here. Who thought this looked good? Who at AMs ago said, hey, this alarm looks good. It looks like it's missing the front plastic cover that's supposed to cover the strobe. But since we're, having budget cuts, let's just put that little thing out. I mean, really? Really? We've got a RSS, which is not hooked up. It's just like a cover plate until we get the back box big enough to have the speaker strobes in. And some of you might find this is boring, that I'm not having a True Alert up here, Spectral Alert Advance up, a Wheel Lock AS, but, and if you've asked me that question maybe 5 years ago, if a system like this was cool, I probably would have said no, just because of how basic it looks. I mean, you got the same alarms everywhere, but I feel that our system has shifted more towards a system that you would find professionally installed, because, and I understand most people don't have the luxury of being able to, drill into the walls of their basement as to their desire. They have to worry about tape. They have to say, limited places to drill, so they choose to only put a few things up. I mean, we've got as much leeway as somebody could ask for. So, and I'm very blessed to have that. As like I said, a lot of people don't have that. So, I try not to waste it with a bad system. And of course, this is all opinion based. If you don't mind seeing a system that doesn't have conduit properly bent, everything's properly grounded off, you don't have to worry about opening the panel door and having a wire fall out, or no troubles at all, but I look at that as a problem, and a problem that shouldn't be there. So, and of course the panel being plugged into an outlet, but that's just temporary. So I guess let's get on with the system. Hey, look, what's this? This wasn't here 2 hours ago. Well, we've had the vibrating horns up for the past 2 months. I haven't touched the system. What? I said I wasn't going to get another voice evacuation panel. Oh, well, kind of did. So this is a Wheel Lock SafePath, as you could see by these two signs that are very obvious on the front of the panel. And if you wonder how much I paid for it, well, nothing. And that's because our good friends Ben and Elyse had it. I don't know how they acquired it, but we have it now. So short story essentially was, I was at work today and my brother came in and said, hey Evan, come out here and take a look at this, because he's been up in Maryland for the past few days hanging out with him, and I came out and then this was here. So I said, let's go put it up. So we did. On with the panel. This is your model number, things like that. It's not the newest SafePath panel, but I mean, to be a SafePath panel, I like SafePath panels. They're cool panels. This one has 4 modules in it. You've got, I don't exactly know what this one is specifically for. I know this one is your main control card with your two zones. So this is zone, well, here's the address plate, which I just chose not to put on. You can see all of the information here. And then, so it would be zone 2, zone 1, all call, and then main, automatic, and manual. And then reset and trouble acknowledge. This also has the dip switches, which from the bottom up, it's the that enables or disables the remote microphone accessibility. Strobes synchronization. I don't know what that is. That is. I think those three they just tell you to keep off in the manual. T1, T2, and T3. That is your horn selections, and that does not. You can't configure any of the tones or alarms that are in the messages that are played, unfortunately. But there is a feature, which you are actually hearing right now, which we will get to, that you can change the tones of, which are essentially everything you find on a Wheelock MT. You know, the code 3 horn, code 3 tone, march time tone, horn, slow, everything. It sounds the same, and so... whose idea, I guess it was, that, hey, let's just take the MT soundboard and put it in here, configure it in here. I don't know, but, I mean, it's pretty cool either way. So, back here we've got the world's largest Piezo Buzzer, which Aaron kindly desoldered. Now, this is the two zone cards, or the amplifiers, which this one's actually putting off the tone that you're hearing. This up here, this top row doesn't work at all. I have not been able to figure it out. This is supposed to be zone 1. This saw is for zone 1. This saw is for the zone 2 card. Because I was trying to figure it out. Why isn't this working? Because, you know, I just hooked it up to zone 1. And I was looking at it. Why are these LEDs not on? So I just plugged it into 2, and then it miraculously works. Well, zone 2 has been acting a little funny, and I couldn't be able to figure out why. It would just go to, you plug the panel in, and every noise it made, it was just very, like, staticky and just, like, really just bad. And you'd unplug it, and then you hear, for a split second, it would sound like normal. And when we put the panel up, it just continued to do that, So, I can't figure out why. I still can't figure out why. So I thought about just swapping the two cards to see if that would work, and sure enough, it works just fine. This one is not actually plugged in, though, because I don't want the same thing to happen, to say that happened to this one, or, you know, what have you. So I just leave that one unplugged. Better be safe. These, in 1, 2, 3, and 4, are how you activate it. I believe that you can only operate this as a slave panel. You can't use this solely as a fire alarm panel. I believe that is how most fire alarm voice evacuation panels are anyways, but so you've got in 1, which you did, like, I just tapped the wires to each of them to close the contacts, and that one is just saying, like, emergency, report to your designated area. Next, this one right here just says this is an audio system test. That one has the code 3 horn, which you're going to hear on the fire alarm. This one has just a long tone. In 3 is the all clear, and it has a long, annoying tone as well. And then there's zone 4, which is for fire. So, let's see if there's anything else I need to bring up in here. Oh yeah, I could play with the microphone again, as to my heart's desire, because microphones are fun. Who doesn't think microphones are fun? We could actually put this on 25 volts, because I'm testing this. It's at night, so, and I don't have a key for this. I don't know why I was fumbling for a key. So, I guess let's go ahead and activate it. I should go and silence this real quick.
Have your attention, please. A fire alarm has been reported in the building. While this is being verified, please leave the building by the nearest exit.
And when you silence the panel,
alarm has been reported in the building. While this is being verified, please leave the building by the nearest exit.
and then here it goes right back to normal. Get the B key. You close, because all you have to do is close the contact for a split second, and then it activates. That all in itself is a loop, I guess. It's kind of like a recording. It starts from when it starts to beep, and then it ends after the message. So it just resets itself until the contact has been opened back up. So that's what this is doing, by just hooking up the relay in the panel to the configurable relay number 1 is set up to silenceable alarm. So once you silence the alarm, it cuts the relay back off, which is a nice touch. So I'm going to reset this real quick. And you can override the message with both the I don't even know what you call it. The main manual, switching it to manual. It's you can override it with that tone or your voice at any time, which is pretty nice. It's also pretty nice that you can use a notifier key to access the Firelight cabinet. So back to normal. All you do in order to do this, this would be all call. This is the all call switch, so you can turn that off, and then you try to use the microphone. Nothing happens. You can hear the relay anyways. Keep down. But you put, say, zone 1 on. You still can't hear anything. Put it on zone 2, and you can hear something. Test. So, and I just keep it on all call. This is your acknowledge switch to acknowledge like a trouble, and this is your reset switch. See how like resets things? Lights turn on, if you couldn't tell. So let's go ahead and put it to manual, I guess. I don't know why, I just find it so cool how you can make it sound like a wheel-lock and well, I mean, essentially any wheel-lock horn strobe. And that is just so cool. Like, you'd think that out of everything they could have chose to use, they just used the wheel-lock tones. But I guess it works. So, also, one more thing is that I do plan on using a few of our abundance test stations somehow to make a little board outside of the panel where we can connect the rest of these 4 up. These 4 right here don't do anything, but like I said, each one of these contacts has their expected message built into it. So I plan on wiring these test stations so we can use whatever tone we want whenever we need to. Not that we would, but I mean, why not? So I guess thank you guys very much for watching. I knew I said I was not going to get another voice evacuation panel, but here it is. So thank you guys very much for watching, and that is it.